Hey guys, happy Friday. How's everyone doing? This week's topic is our name and gender change for our documents. Um, I know the laws in California have been updated like as of July 2014. So below I'm going to post a link about like the updated stuff, and my therapist actually has done a blog and a few things about it, so I'll put all that info below, but I'll explain to you the process when I went through it about 2 years ago now, maybe something like that. Anyway, so originally when I wanted to get my name changed, there were obviously court fees that went along with it, and I figured if I was going to be paying those court fees, that I just wanted to do name and gender at the same time, instead of doing one and paying those court fees and then having to go back and pay another set of court fees for it later. So I did wait a good while into my transition before I got my things officially changed. Work and stuff just kind of let me make my own name tag and whatnot, so I was already going by Lex full time, so it really didn't become an issue because my HR managers knew of my transition, so I never really had any issues. Once I started working at my current job, it was my only job at the time, and normally I had one or two jobs, maybe three at one time, so my income was too high to get a fee waiver for the courts. So when I ended up just working one job, that became beneficial to me, that I qualified for the fee waiver. So I went to court and applied for the fee waiver, and turned in like all my initial documents, like what I wanted to do, like changing my name from this to this, and having my gender reflect male instead of female. So you had to have a doctor saying that you had irreversible changes to your gender. So that's how I was able to do it without having had top surgery yet. And so I had that letter from my doctor that prescribes me testosterone, and then I also had a letter from my therapist saying that I had been living full-time as male, and that I was of sound mind, and that all my documentation should reflect that. So I got a court date. It was about a month and a half from the time that I filed all of my paperwork, and then the month preceding that date, you're supposed to run the notice of the name change in a pre-approved newspaper of your choice, consecutively each week before you have your hearing. So I did that, and no one in the area really would have objected to it, but I did do it in a paper a little further north from the actual city I'm in, same county but a different city, just to kind of not have any issues in that aspect, because potentially one of the problems would be is someone sees that name change thing and then they come to your hearing and try and protest it. But most of my family who doesn't agree with my choices moved to the East Coast, so I don't really have to deal with any of that. So I had my court date, and I went to the hearing, and there were probably 15 to 20 other people in the courtroom with me. Like, the judge was up at the front area, and then all the people were in the back, and he just called up people one at a time. There were people dropping middle name because they had like 3 middle names, and there were people who were changing their child's last name to the current husband's name, and just all random things. And then when I got called up there, it was maybe 3 minutes of me talking about what I was doing, me presenting my documents, and the judge just said approved, and that was it. So you go and you get a certified document that's like embossed with the seal of the court, and then I took that to the Social Security office and just filed right away for my new Social Security card, and I had to mail in to get a new birth certificate. So I have all of those documents changed. The only issue I think I've mentioned before that I ever had in changing like through an establishment was school, really. And I think it was just because the girl at the like admissions office at the school either wasn't familiar with the process or just didn't feel comfortable doing it, so I ended up faxing it to the district office and having it taken care of that way. So yeah, below I'll post all of the different links and whatnot. I hope everyone has a good weekend, and I'll talk to you soon.